that bus, minutes after Oswald left the bus was held up by police for like a half hour.
Yeah.
And
potentially they were looking to trap him there. To find him.
And Sylvia Marr posited that they were looking for Oswald. John Armstrong, author John Armstrong, suggests that they were there to kill him on the bus.
Wow.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So.
But the bus went back toward Dealey Plaza,
Yes.
which he would have known. And if you were trying to just make a getaway, that wouldn't be the bus I would pick.
Yeah.
What about you? I'm here with Matt Douthit at Dealey Plaza, and we are starting a tour of his look at the J.D. Tippit timeline, basically. Go ahead and tell us about it, Matt.
Hello there, my name is Matt Douthit. I'm a JFK researcher, born and raised in Dallas, Texas. And we're going to do a tour today. My tour that I give starts from the stairs of the Texas School Book Depository, where Lee Harvey Oswald left at 12:33 p.m. And it ends all the way in Oak Cliff, way over there at the Texas Theater where he was arrested. So from 12:33 to 1:50 is what we're going to cover today. Okay. We're going to do time tests, and we're just going to dive right into it.
That's an hour and 17 minutes that we have.
Exactly.
Total. Okay. All right. Cool. 12:33. All right.
12:33.
All right. We're here at the stairs, so we're timing 12:33.
Yes. So, and these are the sources here.
Nice. Okay.
Here at the bottom. Now, the Secret Service claimed that the walk that Oswald did from the stairs of Texas Book Depository to where he got on the bus was 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
7 blocks. And the Secret...
7 blocks.
And the FBI said it was 6.5 minutes.
Oh, that's a discrepancy, isn't it?
So we're gonna walk it.
Okay.
And we're gonna see what happens, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
You ready? At the end, we're gonna add it up and see if we get there by 1 o'clock, or as Dale Meyer says, at 12:57 is when you push it back to.
Okay.
So really, that's all we need to know. Because if it's later than that just makes it worse.
Yes. So we are a good 4 or 5 blocks away, and Matt was just telling me he's talked to other researchers about, like, hey, have you actually done the time trial to see if it can be done in that 4.5 to 6.5 minutes? It's interesting that they had a discrepancy.
Yes. I wonder if they just made that up or if they ran it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We have no idea. People have said to me, stuff has changed. The city has changed over the years. How could your time trials be accurate? And I'm like, dude, we're walking in a straight line.
Yeah, and it's the same street pattern.
Yeah.
And if anything, traffic would have been probably tighter because of the roads being shut down.
Exactly.
Like, things would have been more people getting through less roads. So we've already passed 6.5 minutes now, and we're still not there.
No, we're not there. Almost there. Very close.
Almost there. Okay.
7:30.
Okay. So 7 minutes and 30 seconds, right where the glass pyramid is what marks where the bus?
Yes. Now, in between these two...
Right across from the West End.
In between these two buildings right here.
Okay.
That building right there. That building right there.
Okay.
This used to be Murphy Street.
Okay.
It is no longer Murphy Street because they built the West End Hotel. But right here on Murphy Street, this is where...
the bus was.
Got on the bus right here. There was a bus that was held up in traffic, and he banged on the door, and he got in.
Okay.
And he stayed there for 4 minutes. 4
minutes. So we're looking at, basically, he could have, if we allow him super fast travel, he could have gotten here potentially by 12:40, and then he stayed on the bus for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So that puts us at 12:44. And did the bus travel during that time?
Very, very, very slowly. It got held up in traffic, and then Oswald got off down there, which we'll go to right now.
Okay, all right.
Technically.
So the bus would have picked him up here and taken him back toward the depository.
Yeah.
The depository is down that way. Dealey Plaza is straight down this road. So
makes no sense.
Yeah.
And that bus, minutes after Oswald left the bus was held up by police for like a half hour.
Yeah.
And
potentially they were looking to trap him there.
maybe.
Find him.
Sylvia Marr posited that they were looking for Oswald. John Armstrong, author John Armstrong, suggests that they were there to kill him on the bus.
Wow.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So.
But the bus went back toward Dealey Plaza,
Yes.
which he would have known. And if you were trying to just make a getaway, that wouldn't be the bus I would pick.
Yeah.
What about you?
Now it's important to note that there's some videos on YouTube where they stop right here on Elm and Griffin Street, but actually it was a little farther down at the glass pyramid as we were just at. And that glass pyramid marks exactly where Oswald got on the bus.
On Murphy Street.
Elm and Murphy Street. So, not Griffin, but over there.
Okay, all right. And that would have shaved off a couple of minutes off of anybody's walking trial if they tried it. Yeah.
Yes, if they would have tried. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that pinpoints where it actually is for people.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention we have to add 30 seconds to our walk because the Warner Port said it was 6.5 minutes, and they bumped, and the timetable says it was 7 minutes. So I had to figure all this out. So I'm like, okay, they gave him 30 seconds to get on the bus, either to wait for the bus or for him to walk up and bang on the bus and then for the letting in. So there's always an allowance. So to their credit, they bumped everything up.
Okay.
So really, we did it at 7:30.
Yeah.
So really, that's so it would be 8 minutes.
Okay.
Which matches up with my personal time. So.
Okay. 8 minutes. So that puts us at really 12:41.
Yeah.
Then 4 minutes on the bus. So that puts us at 12:45 getting off the bus.
Yes, exactly. So.
Okay, so he got off the bus right here.
Right here.
At Elm and Lamar.
And he walked to the Greyhound bus station.
Okay.
Look. And funny enough, nowhere in the Warner Port text itself, nowhere in the Warner Port does it say how long the walk was.
Okay.
But the
we can see it from here. They still have the old Greyhound sign.
Yeah. So they just said he got in the bus 4 minutes later. But the FBI and Secret Service timed the walk from here to the bus station at 3 minutes.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Yeah, because that's what he did. Yeah, when I originally did it, I did it down there, but it's the same distance, so.
Straight ahead, if you're paying attention, is Dealey Plaza. But we're about to turn and go down Lamar to get to the Greyhound station. Okay, so he goes down to the Greyhound station. We're just walking now.
I know.
Should not be doing. We're time testing all of the kinds of travel that was potential.
So we're almost 2 minutes right now.
Okay, we just passed Maine, and we're going up to Commerce. These are the 3 roads that feed into the triple underpass, actually.
Yes. So this was the only time that matched up with all this.
Okay, so about 3 minutes to get to this Greyhound station. 3 minutes, and where was the taxi? Right here. Okay, there's a photo that, 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
3 minutes
it took us to
and
get
20 here. Yeah, 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay.
So that favors with my 3 minutes and 22 seconds. So
just as a reminder, Main Street is right there. And so Oswald's path to come from where he got off the bus to where he got into the cab, would have taken him past throngs of people on Main Street that would have still been crowded up.
So, timeline says Oswald got in a cab 4 minutes later at 12:48. But as I said, nowhere in the Warren report text does it say how long the walk was. They just said it was a few minutes.
Okay.
The FBI and Secret Service both reported it was 3 minutes.
Okay.
We just did it, and it was 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So we have to add the remaining seconds for the Warner Port's 4 minutes.
Okay.
So they said 4 minutes. We did 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This, the time that remains. So he didn't just go in the cab immediately and drive off. He got in the cab, and there was a little old lady that came along.
Yeah.
And Oswald said, "You can have this one, ma'am."
Yeah.
But then at that moment, another taxi pulled up, and she said, "Oh, I'll just get this one." So that time
gives another
that time fills in, because we get it in, what, 20 seconds?
3 minutes and 20 seconds,
But
yeah.
the Warren report said it was four
4 minutes.
until they drove off. So that 40 seconds is this altercation.
Yeah.
So like I said, they bumped everything up. So whatever
Okay.
so whatever we did, plus everything back there, we have to add 40 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
And again, we're doing what the Warren Commission did. So
Yeah.
you're adding time. It's like, no, that's what they did, to be fair.
Yeah, okay.
So now we're going to go
Good.
back to the plaza. We're going to come back here, trace the taxi cab.
Okay.
The taxi ride.
Awesome. Okay.
This is the Warren report timetable.
Okay.
They said Oswald
What he
left
did
at
and when.
12:33, got on the bus at 12:40, left at 12:44, got in a cab at 12:48, took a taxi to his neighborhood, was dropped off in his neighborhood at 12:54, arrived at his rooming house exactly
At
1, and then left 3 minutes later at 1:03, killed Tippit at 1:16, ran around the corner, ditched his jacket, arrived at the Texas Theater at 1:40, and was arrested at 1:50.
Okay. And that completely denies any of like the Butch Burroughs type testimonies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Matt actually let me know that one of Lee Oswald's former landladies was on the bus, and she's the one who identified that he actually did get on the bus.
Yes.
So that's how we have that exact identification, which I didn't know. I hadn't put that together.
And she also remembered a little hole in his on his elbow in his shirt sleeve, and that was an identifying factor that she saw Lee.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Thanks for filling that in for us.
Said he left work at 12:33. Everyone agrees on this. They said he walked 6.5 minutes and boarded a bus at 12:40, but the actual walk time, according to what we did, was 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Now the Warren report added 30 seconds for him to get on the bus. So so it's really 8 minutes now, which
puts us at 12:41.
yeah. And they claimed Oswald got off the bus 4 minutes later. Everyone agrees on that.
That's 12:45.
They say it was 12:44, but it actually would have been
12:45.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the Warren report timeline says Oswald got in a cab 4 minutes later at 12:48, but nowhere in the Warren report text itself does it say how long the walk to it was. They only said it was a few minutes, and that's on page 6 in the summary section. Now the FBI and Secret Service both reported it was 3 minutes, and it took us 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
That's right.
We have to add the remaining 40 seconds for the Warren report's 4 minutes,
Okay.
which would include the incident with the old lady. So now this has the cab driving off at 12:49,
12:49. Okay.
not 12:48.
Oh, because he was on the bus. That's right. Until 12:45, and then that would be at the cab pulling away at 12:49.
So
That's right.
to recap, according to the Warren report, they claimed he left work at 12:33, walked 7 minutes, boarded the bus at 12:40, got off 4 minutes later at 12:44, walked 4 minutes to the cab, 12:48, and was driven 6 minutes to his neighborhood, 12:54. Now let's see if it takes 6 minutes to go to his neighborhood.
Yeah.
So here's the Greyhound bus station. So right here, exactly right here, where this black car was, is where this cab was. So we're recapping. This is where we are right here. And there's a picture that I'm going to show you, which lines up exactly with that building. But check it out. So it's looking right there.
All right. There's that's the cab with that building, so you can see it lining up with the one in front of us.
Building right there, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Stepping back into history. So now we're going to time the drive at the Greyhound bus station. We're going to drive to Oswald's neighborhood. Okay.
Across the viaduct.
Now they said that the drive was 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Now the Warren report ultimately gave it 6 minutes. So whatever time we do, we're going to bump it up 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
So 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right.
You ready?
Let's see.
All right. Here we go.
We are at Lamar and Jackson and heading for the boarding house.
No.
Heading past the boarding house.
Past the boarding house,
Yeah.
yes, because according to the official story, Oswald didn't know if the cops were about to kick down his door, so he had him drive past his rooming house so he could scope out and supposedly see.
Yeah.
And then he backtracked.
That's right.
So,
classic spycraft.
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Wait, did I take a picture here? Boom.
Okay.
Right there.
Off we go.
Right there.
Okay, we restarted it because we had a red light. We're trying to be as honest as we can be, aren't we, Matt?
Yes, we are. Great.
Turning right onto Wood Street.
And there's actually a 1964 program where they're filming William Whaley, cab driver Whaley, in his cab, reenacting this route. And you could like look out, see through the windows, and line up these buildings and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting.
Cool.
Some of them are gone, but you
Yeah.
can still line up. So. Okay.
Dealey Plaza would be down here,
Yes.
but here he goes on to Houston the opposite way.
If he was the assassin, hypothetically, he must have been like, "Wow, I'm in a cab. I'm like leaving town. This must be amazing."
Yeah.
But he's on a mission. He's going to the Texas Theater.
Yeah. Coming down.
And now we are on the Houston Street Viaduct.
That's what this arched sort of bridge is.
And at one point, for a very few months, this was in the 1920s or 30s. This was the longest bridge in America.
Really?
For a very short time, because a couple months later, they obviously built a longer one.
Huh.
But at one point, yeah, this was.
Wow. It's kind of amazing that this is still in service. The Houston, so it's called the Houston Street Viaduct?
Yeah.
That's the official name?
And everyone's like, "Oh, things have changed around Dallas." No, we're just driving in a straight way down the viaduct.
Across
in a straight
the
line, except for those two little turns we did,
Yeah.
which were there back in the day. Yeah, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. So everyone's like trying to attack me and be like, "Well, Dallas has changed." No, all you're doing is driving the same route and just doing, zigzags here and there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Going to Oak Cliff, straight ahead. Let's see, we're already
3 minutes and 42 seconds.
pushing 4, and we haven't gotten. Here we
Yeah.
have.
So this is when the time tests become invalid because William Whaley made a mistake. He said, "Oh, I didn't drop him off here. I dropped him off here." So everything from here down is invalid, and then we have to rely on the retest that Whaley did with David Bellin right here.
Okay. He
And-
came down here and testified that the number of the block that he
Yes,
had.
he said, "I made a mistake. I didn't drop him off here. I dropped him off here
Okay.
at this block." So as you can see right here, this is the only place where I can find it in the testimony. They put it into the record during Whaley's testimony, and David Bellin said that the drive was 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
And right now we are at 4 minutes and 36 seconds. So we'll
Okay.
see. And we're not even.
We're up at Colorado. So we're on Zang in Colorado. If you hear people talking in some of the testimony, they'll call it Zangs. Have you heard them say that?
Yeah. And some people don't know how to pronounce Oak Cliff right. There's a little inflection. Oak Cliff.
Oak Cliff.
People are like Oak Cliff or something like that, and I'm
right.
like, it's like one of those things. It's like one of those things that you have to like grow up,
Like a
and be
shibboleth.
around.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You have to know how to say
you have
it
to
like
be-
the locals.
Yeah. 517.
Yep, we're at 520 and we're pulling up to Beckley and Zang.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to the boarding house, but remember we have to go past it. It's not enough to just get to it. We have to go
5:30.
past
It's a dud.
All right, 5:30. Yeah, and the boarding house is just around the corner here, but we're still not there.
No.
And we have to go past it.
What
And
I-
we've actually had pretty fair lights, I feel like.
This is fair because yeah, exactly.
We haven't sat. So there's the boarding house. You can see.
No, he didn't. Willie didn't drop him off there.
But he would have gone past here. There's the house, so he would have looked. We can picture that. And he's still going up because he went to the 700 block.
Correct.
Okay, and we're at the 500 block right now.
Yep. Beckley and Neely.
Okay, Beckley and Neely is where we came to, which Neely should be familiar to you because of the Neely Street apartment.
Yeah.
So here we are. So he would have come up the hill here from the boarding house. And we're still not to Neely.
Nope.
Not quite.
Everyone's like, oh, it's coming. Oh, wow, this is longer than I thought. Even you were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is further.
So
then
he pulls over right here.
This is Neely.
All right. And stop.
We're at 7 minutes.
So 7 minutes. So, and what was the time again? 5:30?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 5.5 minutes. So that's 7. Wow.
So, but we also have to bump it up again.
Okay.
So they claimed Oswald was driven 5.5 minutes to his neighborhood, but the actual drive time would have been, my personal time was 7 minutes and 37 seconds. We just did it in 7 seconds, so that's favorably.
Yeah.
Now the Warner Port added 30 seconds for him to pay and get out of the car.
Okay.
So we're going to add 30 seconds to that.
Okay.
So we're going to park over here. We're going to walk back to the rooming house and do that walk.
So we're here. Edgar got out of the car, and it would have been 12:57 really for us to time it properly. So 12:57 for him to get out of the cab, and he still has to walk down the hill. So here's Beckley and Neely where he would have gotten out. This is where Oswald would have gotten out. And you said, William Whaley said...
he said the bill was 95 cents and Oswald gave him $1 and said, keep the change. And Whaley said, you never forget a nickel tipper. A nickel tipper.
Nickel tipper. Nice. Okay, so that happened right here. And we're going to walk down the hill toward the boarding house.
Yes, and they said that he walked it in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. But the Warner Port timetable gave it 6 minutes. So whatever time for an allowance, because he could have been walking, faster or slower or whatever. So that's fair. Again, we're doing what the Warner Report did. So we're going to walk it, and whatever time we get, we're going to add 15 seconds.
Okay. We were just talking about how people say, oh, but things are so different now. And the funny thing is that if you go to a small town anywhere in America, things are probably very different than they were in 1963. But here, actually, the road layouts are almost identical because Dallas and Oak Cliff have not changed that much. There are some, like Murphy Street, where a hotel has been built over it.
Yep.
But as we're walking along, we're looking down and there's new pavement, but then there's also pavement that I'm like, I bet this is the exact same pavement that Lee Harvey Oswald's feet would have traveled.
We're just walking in straight lines.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing any kind of crazy different path. This is the footpath he would have taken.
Yes.
The houses, some have been updated and painted. Many of them look like they probably looked in 1963. They have the same windows, the same eaves, the same everything. Some of the pavement has been updated. Some looks like it did then. Did anybody observe him on this walk?
Yes, there was a man named Cecil Reed who saw him walking this way, and then he saw him leave the rooming house. Not leave the rooming house, but saw him just shortly after he left the rooming house. Oswald had his coat over his arm.
Okay.
Well, that's just great because the Tippit killer had his jacket on.
All right. It doesn't make much sense to be at basically high noon running around and put your jacket on.
Yeah.
Interesting. We're almost there. What time are we at, Matt?
5:20.
Oh. These old houses are the same houses that were there in 1963. Every now and then you'll see a building that obviously has been rebuilt.
5:42, 5:43, 5:44, 5:45.
Yep. Okay, so 5:45. We're walking at a pretty good pace, and we're still taking 6 or longer. We still got to go down the hill. We're almost there.
We have to go up to the All right.
Straight ahead, you can see Zhang and Beckley. That's what that intersection is there. And here you can see the little classic curved entrance to the rooming house poking out. Okay, what time are we at now, Matt?
6:40.
6:40. All right, so it took us almost 7 to get here.
To the front door. So
yeah.
And then leaving real quickly because it's private property.
Yeah.
6:53, 6:54, 6:55. And again, they said it was 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay.
It is now 7 minutes.
7 minutes already.
All right.
Here we are
And stop right
to the
now.
front door. Okay.
So 7:15.
So the timing of that,
I'm gonna add it up.
I'm losing track of my math now. Yeah.
Turn it off and we
Okay.
can add it up.
Okay.
You want to tell what we did?
Okay,
just
so
did?
we just did the math and we talked through all the different drive times, all the different walk times. We added in things like 30 seconds to pay the cab driver.
So he leaves at 12:33 plus our 7 minutes and 30-second walk to the bus, plus the 30 seconds that they at the Warnerport added to that, plus 4 minutes on the bus, plus the 3 minutes and 20 seconds that we for the walk to the Greyhound bus station. Plus 40 seconds for the encounter with the old lady, because they said it was 4 minutes, but we did it in 3:20, and so to fill in the gap there, plus a 6 minute 58-second cab ride, plus the 30 seconds for him to pay that they added, plus and then we backtrack, plus our walk here to the rooming house is 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Plus the 15 seconds that the Warnerport allowed added to that walk. And we arrive at the rooming house at 1:04 p.m.
Okay, 1:04. So how does that compare to what Earlene Roberts said she...
Exactly. She said around 1 o'clock, and then she was like, you know what? Or maybe a little afterwards, because it was after the president was assassinated. So she added that little thing that people forget about. It might have been a little after 1 o'clock. And darn, that's true. It's 1:04. That's a little after 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now, the Warnerport said that he arrived here at 1 on the dot. That's not so. We just show that can't not true. And Dale Myers, to make everything work, he's pushed it back to 12:57.
Oh, wow.
So he pushed it back 7 minutes.
He shaved off 7 minutes.
He shaved off 7 minutes. And so it's 1:04 p.m. plus the 3 minutes that the Warner... I mean, this is what the government says. They said he was in his room for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Realistically, originally, Earlene Roberts said 4 or 5 minutes, but so that's realistically, but let's just grant what the Warnerport said.
If we say 3 minutes, then
Plus
that puts
3
it at,
minutes that he leaves,
that puts us at...
that puts us at 1:06 or 1:57 or 1:07, 1:07 that he leaves.
That he steps away from here.
Earlene Roberts' FBI interview, staying in the house no longer than 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
So that's realistically, but they said it was 3 minutes, so let's just give them that.
So the Warren Commission said 3.
Now he left the rooming house, and Mrs. Roberts told the Secret Service that here, several minutes later, Mrs. Roberts looked out the front window and saw Lee standing by the bus stop.
On Beckley Street.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
So
Dale Myers changed it to seconds later. I had to.
she said several minutes later. So where was the bus stop from here? She looks out the window. There's the window.
So he leaves at 1:07.
Okay.
And she sees him.
She's looking out her window.
Sees him, like right here.
Okay, right here, waiting for the bus.
Several minutes later. So, since a few minutes is considered 2 minutes, am I right? Several minutes would be about 5 or 7, but let's just say 5.
Yeah.
So, plus 5 minutes, that would mean that Mrs. Roberts sees Oswald at the bus stop in front of the house at 1:12 p.m.
Okay.
Well, that's just amazing because the Warnerport said Officer Tippit was killed at 1:16 p.m. Now we know that's not when Officer Tippit was killed. That's when the police were notified by a citizen using his radio. He was really killed about 2 minutes before that. Well, realistically about 5 minutes before that, but let's just say 1:14. That's what Dale Myers says, 1:14.
Okay.
So if he's here at 1:12 and Dale Myers has the Tippit shooting at 1:14, then there's no way Oswald could have gotten
From here
a mile and walked or run a mile in 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
So we just exonerated.
We did just exonerate.
So
Lee.
does that? Now the Secret Service obviously realized this, and they gave from the time that Oswald entered the house, went to his room, changed his clothes, got his gun, left, and then Mrs. Roberts looks out and sees him at the bus stop. They gave that 30 seconds.
All told.
30 seconds, not 3 minutes and then several minutes, but they shortened it to 30 seconds.
Wow. Now, to be clear, his room is through that door, and you go back through the dining room, and it's basically one of these windows that we can see right over here on the side.
Yes, correct.
So it's on the first floor. He's right there, but when you add everything that you have to do, no one can physically pull off the feat of changing your clothes, grabbing things, getting through a room, getting back out in 30 seconds. And he's supposed to have waited here several minutes, according to her.
I mean, what the Warren report concluded, he was in there for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just going by what they...
And then she looks out that window and sees him still standing here several minutes later.
Yes.
Yep.
At another point, she said a moment later, but a moment is a figure of speech. How often does someone's wife say, "I'll be there in a moment, honey," and it's like several minutes later?
Yeah.
So, but she clarified. She said it was several minutes later.
Yeah.
And those are the only 2 times that they ever asked her how long that is. I wish someone else had asked her.
Okay, so one of the things that we were just talking about is how it doesn't really make sense, even from the Warren Commission perspective, if you are trying to psychologize what is going through Lee Oswald's mind in these moments. If you have just murdered the most important person in the world, you have gotten away with it, you pulled it off on a whim, you're doing it, you did it. Now, okay, I'm going to walk in a completely different direction, that makes sense, and go get on a bus to go in the direction. Okay, that doesn't make sense to me. He does that for a short period of time, he gets off. Okay, well, getting off makes sense because it's going nowhere, so that we can make sense. But then he goes and gets in a cab. Okay, cab makes sense. But then an old lady needs a cab, so he's like, "Here, take mine." That makes no sense. Then he's in the cab, he's going, everything's great. He goes past the boarding house to see. Okay, that makes sense. But then he gets his stuff, he goes out in front, and he waits around for like 3 or 4 minutes, just hanging out in plain sight right there in front of his boarding house for several minutes. That makes no sense. And so when you start to do that, okay, so then now what? Now what? Put yourself in that mindset. If I'm there, I can tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to Little Rock. I'm going to Kansas City. I'm going to Galveston. I'm getting myself the heck out of Dodge. But what does he do? No, he's just like meandering around the neighborhood in a roundabout, completely out of the way fashion, rather than just going direct to the theater. They don't even have a reason why. I mean, what's their motive? He just wants to go watch a movie? Is that what they say? Like he's just in the mood for a movie?
There's no
he's going to go hide out? I don't know. But to me, none of those movements make any sense, even according to their own ideas. And that's taking the time element completely out of it. But that's just what's going through my head as I'm sitting here thinking about if Lee was doing this, then he goes straight to the theater to hide out and to potentially meet with his cutout, his intelligence contact, whoever it was that he was going to meet. But instead, they have him meandering through the neighborhood, doing a
bizarre route.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Why would he be there? There's no reason for him to be there.
No, it makes no sense at all.
And another thing, just to add, you can find this on Dave Perry's website. He wrote, quote, "The first reporter to interview Earlene Roberts was Hugh Ainsworth, who was working for the Dallas Morning News." And then Dave Perry writes, quote, "On September 4th, 2003, I asked Hugh to check his notes. Ainsworth quoted Mrs. Roberts as saying, quote, he walked to the end of the walk, hesitated, and turned left." Well, if he walks to the end of the walk,
yes.
If he goes to the right, to the end of the walk, and turns left, that means he goes on to Zane's.
On to Zane's.
That's on to Zane's.
Yeah,
that means he's in the direction of the Texas Theater.
Wow. That's not at all out towards Tippit.
Oh, but Jess, he changed his mind. He turned around and
turned around and did a complete U-turn and went to a different part.
I've heard some people say, oh, he did that just to throw Erling Roberts off. Yeah, right. How would he know that she's looking?
He wouldn't. He wouldn't. She was engrossed in her news program and probably hoping that the soap opera would come back on.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.